Hi guys, today I want to share with you the approach and the books that we're going to be using with our history program, America's Story 1. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Emma. In here I like to talk anything that has to do with homeschool, sprinkle a little bit of motherhood and lifestyle. Today I want to share with you guys the approach and the books that we are going to be using with our history program. This is the America's Story 1 from Master Book. But before that, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I invite you to do it. Click that notification bell so you don't miss every time I upload a video. As well, I would like to invite you to my Instagram page. In there is where I share everything that happens here in our homeschool. If you're looking for ideas, that's a good place to get them. Today, I want to share with you the approach that I am going to be using with the America's Story 1, as well the books that we're going to be using with the program. I decided to go kind of like a literature approach when it comes to the American history. We were doing a story of the world, Middle Ages, and we are still continuing with the story of the world. But I would like to add as well American story, and I think this is very important because it's good to know what is happening around the world, but at the same time just what is happening concentrated in here as well. Okay, and that is the reason why I will be using both programs. I would like to do this literature approach because I want to as well incorporate more reading, have him practicing more reading. And I think this is a good way, since we enjoy so much history, we really loved history. I think a good way to incorporate everything is by just adding it to what we already have that we already enjoy. And at the same time, it just gives us as well the time to go outside, do trips without adding so much. And it's just a way for us to read, do what we need to be doing with reading, and at the same time do history and learn more about history. I think it's very important. It goes very well with our geography program, and it goes very well with what we are doing with a story of the world. Okay, I would like to share with you as well the books that we are going to be using. Some of them I still haven't received them yet, but I already ordered them, and I just want to show you guys. So while I am talking, you probably are going to see some pictures in either side of this video, just showing you guys those books that I haven't received yet. Okay, so let me just start. The first book that we're going to be using is obviously The Story of the World. This is Middle Ages. We're going to continue with it. It will go very well with what we are going to be doing with America's Story 1. It talks about Christopher Columbus, Juan Ponce de Leon, and I think it will enrich our America's story. Not that it needs anything else, but we really enjoy history, and I liked a lot The Story of the World. Both go through narration, and both are just in this, introduce history in this way where it feels like the author is just telling you the story. It's like somebody reading you a storybook, and I think that's very attractive to both of us. So that is what I am going to be continuing with The Story of the World as well. Next one is this book here. This is The Light in the Forest by Conrad Richter, and I purchased these at a thrift store. And I thought it was going to go very well with what we're going to be studying. I have to obviously go through the book first. I always do that just to make sure. It says the unforgettable story of a white boy raised by Indians, torn between the claims of loyalty and blood. One of the books that we're going to be reading. Next book will be The Sign of the Beaver. I see a lot of good recommendations about this book. This is by Elizabeth George Spear. And it says, although he faces his responsibility bravely, 13-year-old Matt is more than a little apprehensive when his father leaves him alone to guard their newly built cabin in the wilderness. When a renegade white stranger steals his gun, Matt realizes he has no way to shoot game and no way to protect himself. It is only after meeting the resourceful Indian boy at the end that Matt begins to discover new ways to survive in the forest. And in getting to know his friend, Matt also comes to understand the heritage and way of life of the Beaver clan, and their growing problem in adapting to the white man and the changing frontier. Elizabeth George Spears' compelling survival story is filled with wonderful detail about living in the wilderness and the relationship that formed between white settlers and Indians in the 1700s. Now with an introduction by Joseph Pershak. Okay, and I hope I am pronouncing that last name well. But I decided to purchase this book, and these books I will be using them obviously. I have gone through the chapters and I just try to pair them with what we are reading and the periods of time that we're reading. So I think this is going to be very good. Next is Soft Rain, a story of the Cherokee Trail of Tears. I have to go through this book as well. It says Soft Rain is 9 years old when her life changes. Without warning, white soldiers arrived at her house. They command Soft Rain and her mother to go with them, taking only the possessions they can instantly pack and carry. They are forced to leave behind Soft Rain's blind grandmother, her father and brother, and even her puppy. No one will answer Soft Rain's questions. Where are they going? What will become of her family? It is 1838, the year of the enforced relocation of the Cherokee people from their southern homes to the unknown West. The long and dangerous journey there, across rivers and over mountains, through rain and snow, in an unwelcome adventure for Soft Rain and her people. Soft Rain's inspiring story of strength and hope, it is a testament to all those who lived through the Trail of Tears. Okay, and that is why I decided to go with this book. I liked as well not to give an introduction of what they are talking about Native Americans here with the America's story, but give an overall overview with the Native American tribes like the Cherokee and all the ones that they are talking there within the America's Story book, and I thought it was going to be a good idea. Next one is The Heart of a Chief. This I purchased at a thrift store. It was like 25 cents. This is by Joseph Pershak. Sometimes you have to fight for what you believe in. Chris Nicola lives on the Pennacook Indian Reservation and goes to school in town. At school, things are going great. He's been selected to lead a group project on using Indian names for sport teams. But it's another story at home. The Pennacook are divided over whether or not to build a casino on a beautiful island Chris thinks of as his own. But is there anything one sixth-grade boy can do? Chris' compelling voyage of self-discovery is grounded in everyday events that readers will recognize, allowing readers to see into the heart of his burgeoning chief. I think I am saying that correctly. And I obviously have to go through the book, but I thought it was going to be good for what we're doing. So we have this book, The Heart of a Chief. Next one is The Secret of the Indian. And I purchased this book at a thrift store. And if you want me to be honest, I don't think this will go in any way of me with the America's Story. I just remember that this is about the movie The Indian in the Cupboard, and I remember seeing this movie when I was little, and I thought, well, I have seen a movie, I might as well read the book. And even though it's a book for kids, I purchased this more for myself, if you want me to be honest, but I would like for him to read it as well. Okay, next one is What Was the Age of Exploration? I really enjoyed these books. My son enjoyed these books. It has pictures, and something that I liked it a lot is when it comes to the talking about Christopher Columbus and all of that, it includes the Taínos, which is the native indigenous from Puerto Rico, and I thought that was so important, and I want to expose my kid as well to my culture, to know more about our native indigenous. And I thought it was going to be great just to have this book. I am very happy and excited to go through this book, especially because it gives an introduction as well. It just talks about the Tainos, and I think that is very important. And I just want to enjoy this book as well with my kid and give that information to him as well. Next one is from the Magic Tree House. This is Viking Ships at Sunrise. This is by Mary Pope Osborne. I decided to purchase this book as well at a thrift store. If you want me to be honest, if you see the pages, you can see it's a little old. It's been used. And I just decided to purchase. It talks about the Vikings at the beginning of the America's story, and we've been talking about the Vikings with our story of the world, so it'll go very well with both of them, and that is the reason why I decided to go with this book. I decided to go as well with the book of Pocahontas. That is one of the books that I don't have yet, but I will show it right here. I decided as well to purchase Pedro's journal, and I will show that book here. Here we have a book for George Washington. As well, we have Harriet Tubman by Robert O'Brien, the biography. We have as well Esquanto's Journey. This is by Joseph Bruchac. As well, we are going to be reading this book. This is Encounter by Jane Julien. And this talks as well about Tainos, which is the native indigenous people from Puerto Rico. So I decided to go with this book. I think it's very important. Let me just show you. It has beautiful images, beautiful colors. And as well, Esquantos from Joseph Bruchac has beautiful images as well, beautiful colors. Sorry about the glare. And I decided to go with this book. I think it's very important that I show him as well the indigenous people from Puerto Rico, because when Christopher Columbus, they were already there. So I just want to expose him to that history. It's part of our history, and it is important for me for him to know. Next book we're going to be using as well is The Adventures of Lewis and Clark, and I will leave that book right here. And I wanted to just have him reading that book as well, and I haven't received it yet, but we are about to, so I hope he will enjoy that book as well. Next one will be from the Harvourt trophies, and we will be doing the Gold Rush. Is in here. That information is right within this book, and it has a story about the Gold Rush, and that is the reason why we are going to be continuing using the Harvourt trophies. Next book will be this one, is History Alive. I received this book free, completely free. I went through a warehouse here in Florida, and they let you have these books free, and I liked it. The minute I saw it, I wanted it. It has so much information about Native Americans as well. Let me just show you guys here. It has information about the routes of exploration, as well information about Christopher Columbus. Let me just show you more information in here. It has the Declaration of Independence, as well as the Constitution, information about the Constitution, Declaration of Independence. Here I have as well more information about the Sixth Amendment, all the amendments, Lewis and Clark expedition right in here. I don't know if you guys can see that well. Sorry about the glare. It has so much information that I think is going to be very valuable to us as well. We are going to be able to incorporate with the America's story. As I said, I just want to give this approach and take this approach of kind of like literature. And since America's Story, the stories are short. It gives you the opportunity to add. Not that the program needs anything, it's just we liked more information. We really enjoy history. And that is the reason why I decide to add all these books. I probably will be adding even more just for him to have that opportunity to practice his reading, as well to do read alouds and just get that information. And I think it'll be very good for him just to have different information, just to diversify even more the program. And I will be sharing with you as well, guys, the activities that I am going to be doing with our America's Story 1 once we start doing the program, okay? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you some ideas on how you can just approach the different type of history programs. You can adapt the programs to your homeschool, to your kid. The idea of homeschooling is that you're trying to get to reach your kids' learning style, to do it in a way that they enjoy learning, they enjoy history, they enjoy whatever subject they are interested in. And I think this is a good way. If they enjoy reading, they enjoying you spending time with them reading aloud. Is something else to enjoy reading, and I am pretty sure that your kid will enjoy more reading when you guys do it together. Have that time of bonding, read those stories out loud, have fun, just listening and seeing how it was back then, see how these Native Americans were treated back then, as well how things were back then. I think it's very important. History is so interesting to us, and we enjoy so much history. I hope these ideas are something that you can just as well maybe get ideas to implement in your homeschool as well. I will see you then. Bye bye.